Back everybody. Today we're going to be putting a little urethane on this here barrel. I'm going to be using Spar urethane, which is a urethane that's proof for an outdoor setting. I could use the regular stuff. This one's in a spray can, but I could use the regular stuff because I'm going to be using it in my shop. I worry about how much humidity is going to be accumulating in there, so it's best to me if I use a nice outdoor Spar urethane. It'll hold up to any UV light that comes through. It'll also hold up to the humidity. So what we're going to do is we're going to be using the towel method. Normally, if I want a really nice coat and a nice shine, I'll use a foam brush. But this is an old rustic barrel, and it's good. I didn't want to sand on it or clean it up much. So I'm just going to use the towel method and just kind of push a lot of this urethane into the pores and get it in there, and hopefully protect it and make it last quite a while longer. And then we're going to end up using this as a table for the YouTube studio. Alright, we're going to need some gloves. Paint key to open up the paint can for the urethane. We're going to get to work now. And that's how you do that. Now I'll come back and I'll do another coat or two just to make sure it gets all nice and pretty, and all the seams get a little bit of this goop inside of them. But for now, this will work. My daughter needs some attention, and then we'll come back to this and we'll do something more to it. Alright, the next part of this project, I'll explain what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to take a break, and then I'll come back and actually do the work, because my kids are right here. I don't want to run the oscillating sander right next to them. I'm not even running it. Why you coughing, girl? So, this is what we're going to use for our tabletop. I've already, because of a different project, put down some putty and filled in this hole left by the CNC machine from when this door got cut out of our trailers. Can't tell, I've got a lot of leftover stuff from a trailer company. So to get this off there, we're going to go aggressive. We're going to run some nice 40 grit sandpaper. And then we're going to step down to some 150. I know most people step down a little bit more gradual than that, but I'm just going to run this over to take off the finish. Hey, Mr. Yep Man, can you stop? Thank you. We're going to go from 40 to 150, and then we'll hit it with a nice 220. And then that'll take all the finish off of here. I'll even take off some of this putty that I put in here. But like I said, I'll come back to that when I have the time, since my kids are right here. And sanding is one of those long, annoying, loud sounds that can actually damage people's ears. So that's why you should wear hearing protection. So when you see me next, I will probably be wearing hearing protection, but with these little kids, maybe I won't, so that I can't hear them later. Anyway, see you in a bit. All right, that's all sanded, cleaned off. Now, let's put a little stain on here. All right, welcome back a day or two later. I put some stenciling on this table just for fun. Sorry I didn't put it in the video, but I don't figure it'd be something that is too interesting. I just make a picture and cut it out, a piece of paper over the top of some tape, peel off the leftovers, and real easy stuff. But what we're going to do now is we're going to do a glaze coat, which is just a clear bar top epoxy resin. It's a 1-to-1 ratio, and we're going to need it all. And we're just going to take this, dump it in here, give it a good mix, and then pour it over the top. That's how you make a huge mess in your shop. Alright. We blew out all the bubbles that seem to be on there for now. Hopefully, while this sits, cures, does a little bit more of the self-leveling it's going to be doing. Hopefully I don't have another fly land on there. I already picked one off while I was spreading it out. Hopefully that's it. Alright everybody. Well, we're back about almost 24 hours later. Looks like we had a pretty darn good pour. I don't see any major flaws. I don't see any big open empty spaces where there's exposed wood. So all in all, looks like it's done pretty good. Now we gotta finish the job by flipping her over. Make sure that if you do this stuff, that you set it on a nice soft surface, because going to take more than 24 hours for this stuff to completely harden. Within 24 hours is when you want to start working on this stuff here. You can see that I can still move it, but if you wait too much longer, this stuff will be rock hard, and it'll be all the harder to get off of here when you need to get it off. Just to like clean up these drippings. So, best thing you can do to clean off the drippings is use one of these razor scrapers. It's the best tool for the job, getting these drips off. All right, let's get to it. Alright, well that's probably all I'm going to do for scraping off that stuff. I did wait a little longer than I had hoped. Usually I think it works better if you wait only about 12 hours, just to the point where this stuff doesn't take a lot of like fingerprints and stuff like that. And then you can quickly scrape around the bottom of it. 24 hours was a little bit long. I probably would have been best off doing that this morning instead of this evening as far as the cleanup goes. But no big deal. It is just the bottom of the table, and I got all the long stringy bits off that make it look like dog poo when you see it. So for now, that'll do. And we're gonna have to start making brackets and putting them underneath here to lock the tabletop in place. Show you how to do that next. First things first, we're removing the tabletop and setting it aside for the moment. Made sure to cover it with the towel that was sitting on top of here just to keep it from getting all scuffed up. I'm going to be using these brackets around the top side of this barrel here. And then we'll fix the tabletop to these brackets. I think I'll get away with 2, well, just to be sure, I'm going to put 4 on. I'm going to put 2 probably here and 2 over here. Alright. and just like that, she's done. Top to bottom. If this was a stronger barrel, maybe if I get my hands on a nice wine barrel, what I'll do is I'll go ahead and I'll make it where I have a shelf area right in here. Because a nice new barrel, you can cut a nice big hole in here. But this poor grain barrel is so old, I don't want to do that with it. So, alright, not bad, not bad. Only the second time I've ever done the clear coat bar top, but I have to say, not too shabby. For me today, Purdy do is Purdy done. My studio section is kind of working out pretty well. I got to clean it up a little bit more, obviously. There's some random chaos around, but we're getting there. See what kind of trouble I can get into tomorrow. Later.